Okay, everybody, how's it going? This is your man Calvin coming back at you one more time. And listen, although I'm still on my iPad right now, I got some good news. My laptop, it's fixed. Baby, it is fixed. And guess who repaired it? No more than myself. Yes. Now, I'm not, like I said, the most bubbly person, but I am bubbly right now. Because let me tell you, I spent the majority all last night, and I'm gonna see if I can. And the reason I'm doing this video on my iPad instead of my laptop, which is repaired right now, is because I want to see if I can actually splice something into it, where you can actually see what I'm doing. I actually got a post on Facebook showing what I had in that machine open. Because let me tell you something, that when you open that machine up, it looks like Greek or something. As you can see, this is my laptop that I took apart and had to repair. And I spent probably a better part of almost 2 decades being a technician, on-call technician, field technician. And I'm used to opening up pieces of equipment, computers, even a few laptops, and, repairing them. But, I'm thinking a battery replacement. It's just, a small little thing that's on attached to the motherboard, and all you have to do is just unattach it and unhook it and put a new one in. No, not this one. No, this was sealed to the actual motherboard, and I had to get it's a term for it, a can of sealant to get that stuff, and I had to be very careful because it's flammable. So if you get too much on it, too much of it on the battery, it can explode and cause a fire. It is a fire hazard. That's why they, excuse me, guys. That's why they said they recommend that you have a qualified, experienced professional to do this type of job. But I had already paid undisclosed. It wasn't a major amount of money to get it seen by Apple, and a certified Apple technician. They charged me and really didn't fix anything. Talking about they just received it and it passed diagnostics, and then 2 days it goes back to doing the exact same thing again. Now it's possible that this could actually do that again here, and this iPad is really a pain. But I'll stay on doing this for one more time before I go back to doing my videos on that. But anyway, I refuse to be without my machine. And it's like, if I'm going to do all that, then I'll fix it myself. And, did not go very smoothly. And I'm talking about escape plan here, and I'm going to get into that video real soon. Why I call it an escape plan, and basically, fix my own machine was a escape plan for not spending a whole bunch of money to technicians that will just do enough. Let's see what's going on with that, but that's okay. Anyway, I don't know why it's acting up. It's still working. It's just might be my network connection, so I have to go back and check that. But anyway, I refuse to, but it did not go without challenges, because I called Apple. They gave me the specs for my machine based on my serial number, and they came back with a model number for the battery, and that's what I use. I had to use a third party because Apple no longer carries it because I have older machine. So when I called that third party vendor, they sent me the part based on what I gave them, and then when I got it, it was the wrong part. So that was aggravating. So, I opened my machine up by that time and took screws out. And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it like it is. I sent that part back. They sent me the correct part. It took me I got it last night. It took me all night to get that sealant out. And there's a way that you have to do it. I had to hold my machine up on the angle, so the solvent that I used did not get into the other parts and mess it up. so it would drain down in the case, which I was successfully able to do. But it took all night. I had to wait, this morning before I can get the old battery out. And now once I got that out, I was good. Now I did make an error where I broke a small plastic piece for one of the screws to go into the back. It's like great, but that's neither here nor there. It's like, okay, one minor mistake. But everything, I was able to put it back successfully, hook the new battery up, and boom, there you go. Now, even with that, I had a challenge because I could not get on reset my date and time back to like 1987 or some junk like that. And I couldn't change it or could I log into the network because my credentials requires numbers and the numbers on my keyboard stopped working. So it's like unbelievable. So I was able to resolve that. It just took me till about lunchtime to get that taken care of. So everything is working back on my machine. But to get back into what I originally want to talk about, which is an escape plan. Listen, as you know, when you're going after your life goals, nothing goes as smoothly as you would like it to. This is the last video I'll probably be doing on this iPad because it's very bulky and again, looking in the corner. But anyway, when you're doing an escape plan, when you're going after your life goals, and what I mean by escape plan is having a plan of action where you have a couple plan, like you got a plan A, but you need to have a plan B and a plan C in case plan A doesn't work. Okay, just like repairing my laptop. Okay, plan A did not, and I took it to the professionals like they recommended it the first time, and they did not repair a thing, and I could see that they were just going to keep draining my money because I know what was going to happen. Yeah, they would order that part, but they're going to charge me for labor too. So I would have been out of $300-400 for that. No, that's not happening. I did it myself and said I'll do the labor myself. And I've had to do that with my car and a few other things. The more you know how to do, the better off you're going to be. But that was my escape plan for having a lengthy repair drain my wallet. So what you have to do is have this in place, because basically there are certain things that can interrupt your goal setting. And again, I'm going to get into some SSM stuff. Okay, like I said, you could have a crisis of any problems will arise. Okay, all right. Let's say that you plan, because for you to get to whatever, say the next level that you're in your business, maybe it's going to cost you about $1,000 to upgrade to the next level. Okay, now you have it all in place, but what happens? Life, kid can get sick, car can break down, and I went over a few of these things here. So what you have to do is, first of all, don't panic and don't get so angry that you start making impulse decisions, because that's going to be detrimental to what you're trying to accomplish. Okay? For example, now what you'll do is say, well, hey, all right, this car repair needs done, so I gotta have money. So let me just go ahead and take out a loan. Okay? Now, sometimes you got to do what you got to do now when it comes to business, but what you can do, what happens is, if you don't think things thoroughly, you can get a interest rate that's way too high, and now you created yourself another bill, because if you don't pay that within 30 days, you got all this big time interest occurring up on with you and you're not able to um, pay that back. Okay, now maybe you'll get into, you have that money and you can upgrade, but now you're causing yourself another problem because now you have less cushion financially because we know life. When things happen, they normally happen in threes. Something else can go wrong, and now you got yourself into a bind that quickly. So you have to have a plan of action. Okay. So maybe that you have a side hustle on the side and a slush fund, which is an emergency fund. These things are is going to help you escape. Okay. If you look on my thumbnail, you see a guy jump in the fire. Because basically, that's what you're doing. Okay. And with anything, you can actually cause a fire by making incorrect decisions or making an impulse decision too quickly. So whatever you do, whatever your plan of action is, to make a long story short, because I need to get off of here, is divide your plan B, plan C. Okay, so plan A doesn't work, you don't have to panic. Okay, we'll put the second action in there. Okay, and the more sources of income that you got coming in gives you more options. Okay, even with business, you want to have multiple streams of income coming in. I don't care how stable and how I can't think of the right word, but how rewarding your main source of income for an opportunity. Okay, well, what if you don't get something for a month, or you don't make a commission in a month? All right, and then what? So now that's why you have, if you got multiple streams of income, all right, this is not producing like it normally does this month, but I got this is making this much money and opportunity C. So you can still make a decision or spend something that you didn't plan on spending and be okay because you have more income coming in. So basically, whatever, to make a long story short, because I don't want this to be too long, to make a long story short, is have an escape plan that's going to bail you out if you have, in case of an emergency. That's all. In emergency, hit this. All right. You all, I got my laptop back. You all have a good weekend, and I will talk to you again soon. Peace.